All right, Adobe Premiere Pro. Here are the basics of keyframing. You're going to use keyframing when you want to do something that's more exact. It's not a template or a preset inside your program. And once you learn basic keyframing, it really opens up a lot of doors for really dialing in your edits. You could keyframe basically anything. You could have effects come, on and off. You could create motion left to right, zooms, pans, and so on. It's extremely useful. Also very basic, but if you never learned it, then now's the time. So here we are. We're on frame one. There's no motion in the frame whatsoever. We have a motion background happening behind it. A little bevel on the text. That's it. Okay. So we'll do a real basic keyframe here. All right. We're going to go into we're going to have the clip selected, and then we're going to twirl down motion. Right, under effect controls. Now we're going to hit scale. All right, and now we're going to hold shift arrow right, hit about 3, 1, 2, 3, and that just basically goes over 5 frames per click. So we're going to do a half a second animation. We're going to create another keyframe. There it is. So we're going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to put that at 0. All right. Play that. That's what that looks like. Done. If we want to make that longer, say we want to make that a second. We'll bring it out to a second here. Take our keyframe, drag it here. Okay. Of course, our animation is now longer. It goes from 0 to 1 second. And there it is. You want to make it 2 seconds. Drag that keyframe out to 2 seconds. And so on and so on. Okay. So let's stick with a second for right now. All right. Whatever. 1 second, 1 frame. And let's create an ease in. So we're on this. We're going to right click. So you can see I'll move that over. We're going to right click on the keyframe. Go to ease in. You can see the icon change, showing you that it completed that. And let's play that out. And you can see it gradually ease in is basically just think of ease as natural motion. It gradually slows down, just like real motion, as opposed to going from A to B, very robotic-like. It's a smoother looking motion. Sometimes you want to have a linear keyframe. Sometimes you want to have an ease. It depends on what you're going for, and that's about that on that. So here we go. All right, ease in, perfect. So now let's add let's keyframe something else here. We're going to remove that just so we could get a good idea of what's happening here. We're going to go to Gaussian blur. Obviously, go to your effects, type in Gaussian, Gaussian, pronounce it however you'd like. Just pick the thing, drag it into the video effects palette. I'll do that just to start from scratch. Okay, I'm gonna twirl that down. All right. Again, keyframing. You're gonna any one of these things with a stopwatch, you can keyframe. All right. Rotation, anchor point, opacity, and so on. It's very useful for effects and motion, for the most part. So we're gonna click on the clock here, stopwatch. We're going to say we're going to give it a second animation. We're going to click this. That signifies add remove keyframe. Okay. So we're going to go to the beginning, and we're going to drag this up. We'll see it completely blur out there. All right. Now we're going to play it, and that's what that looks like. Okay. So you have things built into Premiere, of course, where you could, drag on your fast blur in, fast blur out, except, sometimes they just don't, I don't know. Sometimes you want things to happen quicker. You don't want as much blur, perhaps. You don't want as much motion. So it really hinders you when you edit. And that's about it on that. So here we go. We're blurriness 142 to 0. That's what that looks like. Okay, so now let's add our motion. So go to motion, click on scale, add a keyframe. We're going to put that at 0. Okay. Now a good shortcut here is if you want everything to happen in that 1 second, you want to get out to that second point, you're going to come down to Gaussian blur. You can hit the arrow over. There we go. Now we are at the 1 second point. Now go up to scale, create a keyframe, right? Or just type in the number and it will create the keyframe for you when this stopwatch is highlighted. So now we'll say 90. Okay, that's what this looks like right here. Okay, very nice. Blurs, drop shadows, all good stuff. Real basic, effective, professional looking. Okay, so now once it comes in, let's create an ease in like we discussed. So ease in. And now let's continue that motion, all right? So we're going to, we'll carry it out. So it's 4 seconds, right? So we'll go to the end of that. We'll go back, so now we can see that. We're going to want it to go to 100, let's say, all right? And we'll just say, okay, so it's going to come in and slowly go out. I'd actually give it a little bit more motion, so let's just put this at about 85. And let's see what that looks like. This is what the entire frame looks like now. Add some epic music and you are good. I mean, that's smooth looking right there. It's good. So there is keyframing 101 inside of Premiere.